All right, so we're going to go ahead and roll into the match reviews here without further ado. We're going to start with a Deathslinger match, which is a character that I used to tertiary, a character I put the third most time into out of any character in Dead by Daylight, formerly Huntress and Billy, before that. So it's a character I like a lot, a character that I'm fairly okay at, so it's a good character to recommend or to send a match review of, because I know more than the average gamer about it. This is Lieutenant Barbeque, who has 5k hours, so more than me. I have 4.8. So I definitely appreciate you trusting me with this and thinking I could tell you something that you don't know, because there's probably some stuff you know that I do not. So I appreciate that trust that I could give you good advice. Yeah, just taking a peek, taking a gander so far. This looks like Grim Pantry, and Grim Pantry is I do not believe in any way it is a killer sighted map. Just it's kind of big. It has the Grim Pantry itself, the main building, which is fairly strong. It's a fairly strong tile for survivors to loop against the killer, both on top and on bottom, especially on the top side of it. And also the piers can either spawn in a way that are very beneficial to killer, or they can spawn in a way that are especially beneficial to survivors. So there's a lot going on with this map. The benefit is that sometimes you get dead zones in the middle, which benefit you, but other than that, it's usually a very survivor-sided map. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at your build and add-ons real quick. Let's see, you got reload. What does that one do again? Cooldown after shots. That's what I was afraid of. So reload speed is probably his best add-on. Reload speed is probably your best add-on, and you run that with anything. You can run reload speed with basically anything. Miss shot cooldown. I always say this in not only this instance, but instances of any sort of add-on like this. If you're planning for failure, you're probably going to fail more. If you're plotting for failure, you're probably going to fail more. I'd much rather see something else in this slot, like some of the stun cooldown, especially considering that you're using save the best for last over here, so you can break your chain easier on the obsession. Something else, because plotting for failure is typically not the greatest. I would just try to focus on hitting as much of your shots as possible, so I'd switch out that. In terms of your build, it's kind of all over the place. Jolt, great pick for Deathslinger, because he all of his attacks count as M1s, so perfect. Save the best for last, really good on him. He does have a way to conserve stacks. He can't conserve all of them. He does have to hit the obsession eventually, but if you break your chain on the obsession, it causes an injury state without losing stacks. So save the best for last is a good pick on him, which is why I recommend the cigar, because that lowers your stun time. Your other two add-ons are not your other two add-ons. Your other two perks I'm a little confused about. Agi is a good quality life perk. It is a perk I enjoy a lot, and I will never say anything negative against Agi. But usually you run Agi in tandem with a pain res perk or something like that. But you don't have that. So it's just kind of a fun quality life perk, which is nice, but if we're looking to beef up your build a bit, I would swap out your Whispers for pain res. Whispers in general, Whispers is just kind of it's not a terrible perk, but it's just been so outclassed by other slowdown, or not slowdown, but other info perks in the game. There's just way better info perks out there, so you should be running those over Whispers, like Barbeque or Floods or Rage. Floods or Rage, perfect example, talking about Scourge Hook perks. Agi Floods, there's your info perk. Maybe that's the pick. There we go. Yeah, go and roll it. Hey, Embry, how's it going? Good to see you, friend. Hopefully your Monday's treating you well. Okay, so you find somebody early, good. Nice shot. And you get the hit, cool. You're after a very good start. Very good early pressure. Get a little lost there following the scratch marks, but that's okay. Just 1 second of lost time. Just a little bit. Okay, you choose to go off for pressure gen. This is fine. You start building those save the best for last stacks. That's a spicy shot. You should be proud of that one. In that case, if you're not going to get it, just let it break. And this is like, once again, this is like the benefit of running the stun cooldown add-ons, is if you're in that situation, you probably wouldn't be as anxious to have the chain break, which would benefit you. So in that situation where like you're not sure if you're going to get it, just let the chain break so you at least get the injury. Don't get greedy. Don't get greedy. Because now you have nothing to speak for this chase so far. Split pressuring is okay, but what you gotta do is you gotta like be really efficient with your chases. Like you gotta be really, really good at your chases. Back pilot at 4 gens. So you can't afford to like leave injury states on the table and stuff like that. Good. You will be forced to break this. There you go. Just let it break. So she's at least injured. She stays there too. That's not smart against a slinger. You get a little too excited there. But good thing is she's already thrown this being a goober, so. You didn't really have to shoot there. You would have hit her, but I understand being a little nervous. See, this is the problem with Jolt as your main slowdown. Ooh, that was scary. And always look up. Always look up to avoid flashlight saves. Because you never know if like more than one person has a flashlight, and if you're getting partially blinded and you look to the left, you might run into another flashlight. This is fortunately not the case this time, but it's something that you should be prepared for. So always look up. Always look up. Yeah, chase after him. Force the third person somewhere on the map to come for the save because he can't now. That's that macro pressure that's really hard in DBD. He runs into you for some reason. He's just not paying attention. You just zone him. Definitely the safer play. You now know somebody has been working on pantry gen. Probably that Ada you left behind. Sounds like it's almost done, unfortunately. Or maybe you can interrupt it. I get that gen's almost done, but yeah, this is going to be a situation where, like, if you don't commit to this person, she may be able to get back and tap it. So make sure that, you know, if you're going to be dry kicking a gen with a survivor round, you're going to commit to that chase to keep them off of it. Just keep that in mind. You saw her there? Did anybody else see the Ada? She's in the corner over there. She's right here. You walk right by her. Oops. Yeah, you're having a little bit of trouble tracking. You should have shot her there, because now she makes the pallet. Oh, it's cool that you get this shot, though. I mean, you hit her, you go for the fancy stuff. But you could have shot her way before. And potentially risk not getting that, so... Good shot, though. Good shot. Sorry to smack the mic, by the way. Once again, you probably should have shot her before she got to the object. You don't like dry kicks? It's not even that I don't like dry kicks, it's just that they're inefficient. Dry kicks only do 2.5%. So unless you're sure that nobody will come back and tap that gen anytime soon, it's just a bad play. It's not personal. It's not that I have a vendetta against dry kicks, it's just they're bad. As they should be, I will say that. As they should be. Because they require no effort on the killer's part. But you only get value out of them if you can make sure that nobody's going to tap the gen anytime soon. Yeah, I think the main thing I'm noticing so far is you're trying to go for cool shots, which is cool, but you're also leaving a lot of safe and good and easy shots on the table that would, you're leaving a lot of safe and easy shots on the table that would cut down on time, and match time is gen time. Like for example, back with the Meg on the pier, like it was cool that you were able to shoot her through that hole in the wall and get the down there. But you let her run for like an extra 5 to 6 seconds, or loop for an extra 5 to 6 seconds. And match time is gen time. That's 6 seconds that happen on a gen somewhere. So like, yeah, you get the pizzazz, you get to show off, but now you're at 1 gen, so. And you think like, okay, well that's only 5 seconds, Brain. Why does that matter? But you've been doing this consistently the entire game. You've been going for, you've been, you know, adding the chase time. Good mind game, by the way. You've been adding the chase time every chase across the map. So 6 seconds, 6 seconds, 6 seconds. That starts to adds up, right? That starts to add up after a while. Which is fine. If you want to play that way, that's totally fine. But in terms of efficiency's sake, and not ending up in this situation, that's what you would do better. You tried so hard to get that. You have a really good situation here. Yeah, this is really, really good pressure. And he's dead. He's going to be on hook, which is going to force Meg or Kate off the gen. Oh, wow, they already have that done. And the double Addy, that is unfortunate. See, like, this is what I'm saying. Like, you know, like I was just saying, it's like, Brand, that's only 6 seconds. But if you add 6 seconds to this situation, if you got that down, that double down situation 6 seconds earlier, you could have prevented that gen. And like I said, it wasn't the only chase you extended unnecessarily to get a cool shot. So that's probably like actually like 12, 18 seconds. And if you had 12 to 18 seconds, this gen doesn't pop. That's why that stuff matters. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but that's why that stuff matters. The double Addy is unfortunate. Yeah, at this point, this is kind of like your best play. You also have Save the Best for Last. You only have 4 stacks, though. You're in a good position because you have Save for this situation, but at 4 stacks, it's definitely not as potent. Do they end up getting her? Or attempting to? No, they end up opening a door. I mean, if they know you have save, it's kind of a risky situation. And that's just like a bunch of trades over and over, which they probably know and understand, so that's probably why they're just like not even attempting it. Yeah, that makes sense. You almost use my exact slinger outfit besides I use the 4th year gun. I like that. You're a P100 slinger, so you're about this life. You are about this life. Let me take a gander at the at their perk loadouts here. Yeah, honestly, there's nothing to say about their builds. There was no like toolboxes, no extra gen advancement. When we had Lithe, somebody had balance, but they didn't really get to use it. So the main thing that lost you this game, like I said, is not something that like it's kind of like a crappy answer. So for your main takeaways, number 1, and the main thing that lost you this match is you threw for shots. You threw for shots. That's just like the long and short of it. Is you wanted to go for cool shots over efficient shots, which is fine. But if you're looking for like how to improve and how to not end in this situation, what you could have done better is like, you know, taking an extra 6 seconds to hit something cool is a waste of time. This is something I personally run into a lot while I'm playing Pyramid Head. When I'm trying to go for like a cool flick with this M2, a lot of times the survivors will dodge like 2 or 3 times, or I'll go around the loop an extra time to better position like an M2. That's fine and it's cool and it like it makes you feel good because you hit something neat. But like realistically, adding 6 seconds on to your average chase time is not good. That is not a good thing. Like there are plenty of loops that chases that you could have ended quicker if you just, you know, M2'd them, you know, faster, but you were trying to set up something neat, like, oh, I'm going to shoot them through this rock, I'm going to shoot them through this window. You were trying to be fancy. And being fancy, all that time you spent being fancy kind of added up in the background. And honestly, the second takeaway is not even like that crazy of a one, and it's something extremely easy to fix. Your build's pretty underwhelming. If you had one more slowdown, you win this. You actually have pain res instead of whispers. You win this. Because it really did come to, like, if you got that, like I said, if you got that double down, like even like 10 seconds earlier, like you can knock them off that gen and win this game. The match really did come down to that little in the way of seconds. So if you had one more slowdown, you win. Or if you had better add-ons. As for you, Lieutenant Barbecue, like I said, a better build here, literally one more slowdown wins you this game. Literally one more slowdown wins you this game. So if you're looking for a little bit more consistency, I'd probably put on like one more slowdown, or run just better add-ons. Essentially, just beef up your build a wee bit, just a tiny bit, just a smidge. And because the game really did come down to like the last like 15-20 seconds. Yeah, that's basically all you did wrong. Your shots were cool. You had a little bit of problems with tracking, but they were kind of minor. So I didn't want to make them their own takeaway. Just, you know, pay a little bit more attention. Other than that, you're good.